tiny little cubbyhole jail cells.
Yeah.
We think that that's about 200 years old.
Oh, those are little jail cells right there.
Yes, sir.
In behind.
Yes, sir. And on this side, if we were allowed to go inside, what we'd see on this side of the wall, on the inside, are bands where obviously the balconies or walkways would have been for the guards. So guards on one side with rifles, prisoners on the other side. Anybody got out of hand, it was like shooting fish in a barrel, almost. So guards on one side, kind of old jail cells on the other. You can see the mark up there on the roof where there used to be a side roof. I mean, they even carved the names of the architects and the year of construction over there above those two windows on the side. Built 1887. In use as a jail facility till 1976. From 1887 to 1902, they were hanging people up in the tower there. You see those balconies where those tall windows are?
Yeah.
Those balconies are level with the gallows floor. Those windows are like 7 or 8 feet tall, so we could come out here and watch the guy stand in the trapdoor. And now you see what I mean there. Just in this area alone, there's four windows, really doors. This whole area is the parlor. Sorrels were the social elite of their time. It was that big deal to be invited to a Sorrel party. We're talking basically from the house's completion, 1840 to 1860. So this was the wealthiest family in Savannah. They would, if you were invited to a Sorrel party, you would find these tables with their leaves extended, spread out between these two parlors. You'd be greeted by a sumptuous feast. As the dining wore down, the dancing would commence as they would pull the furniture to the edge of the walls, and then they would pull shut these 350-pound mahogany pocket doors. Still function if you want to get a little push. They close these and separate this into two areas. The men's parlor here, the women's parlor here. It's the women's parlor here where we get most of the EVPs. You could say it's the most talkative. A lot of people make comments about that, but we do. We get most of the EVPs in this room. And remember, those playbacks, the voices that come back on the playback, not heard in real time. And again, here I think is where the ghost really demonstrated a funny sense of humor. My coworker Donna was on the video. You heard her. She was in this room when she was saying, and sometimes women will hear another lady's voice whisper in their ear in this room. And they'll play back. You hear the voice, scream like, yeah, honey, I got your whisper right here, honey. You know, and then we had the camera incident over there. Damn it, she's pretty.
She's beautiful.
She's beautiful, thank you.
We love her.
Thank you. And when the camera incident there, and then we had Stephen Bader, his incident. When he bought it in '96, he used to have his bedroom, oddly enough, above the quieter of the two parlors, the men's parlor. And he came in here and he did what you would do with a house when you got it, when the old house, you fix it up. Strip the floors, repaint the walls, put in modern day amenities so that you can live here. Unfortunately for the owner of an old Victorian house, that tends to be what stirs up the previous occupants. It's like they're back going, dude, that's not where I left it. That's not how I had things. What are you doing changing it? So Steve's waking up in the middle of the night to what sounds of a party going on. Wine glasses clinking, classical music playing, dull rumble of conversation. Now, Steve's the nicest guy in the world, but he's a tough-looking nice guy. Big, thick arms, like I wouldn't want to see this guy pissed off or get into an arm wrestling match with him. You know what I'm saying? I can just imagine him coming down those stairs, swinging these big arms. Who's in my house? Yeah. Who's in my house? Halfway down the stairs, the noise disappears. Here's this angry homeowner in the apartment, out of his home. In 1 minute, he's got the noisy party. The next minute, he's got tomb-like silence. Now he's wandering kind of paranoid. These empty rooms looking around going, where did they go? He's looking under furniture, looking behind doors. Where the hell? I know they were here, damn it, they just got me out of bed. Now, even if you were a trespasser who somehow managed to acquire a key, are you really going to courteously lock the front door as you flee to the empty home? Right. You know, so he just goes up to bed, kind of scratches his head over it. Well, okay. Try to get some shut-eye. It happens again and again and again.
All night long.
Yeah, on subsequent nights.
Oh, okay.
And always like between 3 and 4 a.m., which incidentally is the witching hour. Pick up, among other things, body he left an object out of touch. And they were finding his 3 handprints here, as though, or they're glowing a mid-level green, which would indicate they had been made about 10 minutes before, when Jason and Grant each insist that no one had been down here for more than an hour. But then Jason then puts his hand up here and says, well, let's see what happens when I do this. He pulls it away, and it leaves a print that glows bright red for just a couple of minutes, and then fades away like it had never been there. The other 3 still remained. And they couldn't explain that, because again, as part of their lockdown procedure, they insist no one had been down here for more than that. Here it is. The son was in his 20s. He speaks first. Here we go.
You're on before the 14th. You guys are sitting on the couch in this lane towards the basement. What happened again? We were sitting on the couch, and we were sitting on one person on each end of the couch, and just kind of still, and something pushed the back of the couch back while you were sitting down in between us.
That's the son.
Like it forces something down between you two.
Here comes the dad.
It actually pushed my leg over out of the way as it began to sit down. And there's no doubt about that. No doubt about it. Your son. Absolutely no doubt about it. Wow. And you were just, what's your reaction when somebody something touches you can't see? Get out of there. Okay, good enough.
The bar here, not original. Put up in the 1990s when they were thinking of making this a B&B. I'm told though that there were too many hoops to jump through for it to be a B&B, so they kind of gave up on that idea. Now obviously these 2 brick columns at the front of the bar are not original ones, but the one there in the back left is, and then we've got it kind of covered over here in the back right. They've really got that covered over. And they were for the dumbwaiter system to take the food up to the family members, and there's the dumbwaiter closet, which is kind of sealed up, but dumbwaiter closet to the right of the dining room with curved doors. So yeah, this would, where I'm sitting now, there would have been a spiral staircase going all the way up.
You say?
Oh, the flooring is not original. The original owner, Francis Sorrel, had put slate tiles down here in 1836. Unfortunately, the dress shop owner who got it in the 50s and named it Lady Jane's Dress Shop dumped a foot of concrete over the slate tiles, ruining them. Stephen Bader got the place in 1996 and said, well, that's got to go. Pulled up as much of it as he could. And unfortunately, he couldn't save those tiles. They'd already been ruined. But as he sifted the dirt to level out the floor before putting these bricks down, that's when he found the human remains, the remains of British soldiers. We know they were British soldiers because they were accompanied by bayonet parts and musket balls that were deemed to have been British made and dating to the mid-1700s. So we're talking the Siege of Savannah, 1779. And that was a pretty bloody defeat for the Americans and our French allies. About the only good thing you could say from the American point of view was that when the British saw how much blood we were willing to lose in our failure to take this place, they probably thinned out defenses up north to beef them up down here, and of course up north is where we won, surrendering Yorktown years later. We're gonna go home, He goes out the front door this one night, and these people, now they're around the front, they said, oh, was that you? We saw the carriage house about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, that was me. I did the ghost tour here. I was just shutting down and getting ready to go home. Oh, okay, sorry, sir, we don't want to bother you. We're just kind of curious. Who was the lady in the big poofy antebellum dress that came out of the carriage house a couple of seconds before you did? The woman of that description has been seen coming out of the carriage house, walking through this courtyard. She's been seen on that balcony there, which is interesting because Matilda died from the fall of the balcony up above. We only have one photo of a woman in the big poofy antebellum dress, and it is, we think, of Matilda. And when I have big groups of people here, I tell them, by the way, I think Matilda is extremely attractive, and damn it, so do you. Because we had a camera incident when somebody criticized the image for that photo.
No, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's the way to go. So